Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonfire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website on the side here is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you want to, if you need the spelling, of course. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. There's the Hay House information at the bottom. You may notice it's a 2002 publication. I never think once I turn off the camera to go check out that website, but I'm pretty confident it's out there. Fun little journey if you want to check it out. Something to do after the video if you want to. What is going on? Something is backwards. My first thought is like something is backwards. Something is backwards. Backwards. I'm like, why is it so out of sync? Things. Do you not know what's going on? You're trying to make a good decision. Well, isn't that like Gemini? Not Gemini. Libra. I just did Gemini before yours. You're trying to make a good decision. This is definitely Libra, right? This feels like it's like everything is backwards. Everything is out of sorts. You're trying to make a really good decision. You're taking your time. You're slowing down for somebody else. Oh, that's what it is. I feel like you're out of standard. This isn't normally... Whatever this is not normally how you work. You're trying to work on somebody else's terms. And this is not your normal energy. You're not your normal way of doing things. It also feels when you're doing it like this is going to be a problem if we don't move. I feel like your energy is looking at this like we're going too slow. Is this correct? Like, is this correct? This energy feels so weird. You're doing it because you're thinking this is going to get the outcome you need. You are being very careful and you're listening. You're listening. You are talking where applicable, but you're being very careful not to say too much because it's not working. I feel like that's why. You've already realized that. Like, if you talk too much, which is subjective, but you know what that is with this person. You know, some people you can say 2 words and you're like, oh, I think I overloaded them. Oh, it's a little bit much. But you are thinking you're going to get the result. If you're careful and you handle this on their terms, you're going to get that result that you really do need. So you're doing your best with it. You're definitely doing this in a way that is not normal for you. Is this going to go well? Because I do feel like they understand that you're listening. I do think there's changes coming. This person... Alright, I gotta be careful, but I want to be sure. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. Take them with a huge mountain worth of salt, but I feel like this person is one of those people that's their own worst enemy. They constantly work against themselves. They have bad habits that make their life difficult, and they just constantly do that to themselves. I don't know if are they aware of that? Like, are they aware of their own issues? Are they aware of their own issues? Some people just flat out aren't. The Hermit on its side, which a little bit. I don't know. I don't think that they like to see... I feel like they're a little bit stubborn. They don't really see it. Maybe a little bit. Not really. I would say not really. Even if they say, like, I know this isn't the best, and I know that isn't the best, and it's like their own personality traits, they don't see it as that much of an issue. They're kind of like, well, everybody has faults. Everybody has things they don't do well. They're not realizing that literally they're the ones who always stand in their own way. They are literally the ones who burn down their own house. Constantly. It's more like they burn down the living room, and then they're like, oh, gotta fix that. Then they go burn down the bedroom. They're like, oh, gotta fix that. Not realizing that they're slowly burning down the house, even though they keep fixing these things. Like, the more if you go through a house and over time every room has a fire in it, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the structural damage to that is just gonna be really bad over time, to the point where there's gonna be so much replacement that has to happen that sooner or later the house will fall in. It's what yeah. If I'm off, I'm out. I feel bad. So if that's off, I'm okay with that because, whew, that's something. That's something. Do you know? You probably do know. Are you aware of that? You probably are, but let's just. You probably are. Where's Libra stand with that behavior? Is Libra aware of it? Probably. Four of Swords on its side and the Judgment reversed. I think you do. I keep feeling like you do, and I feel like that's why I'm seeing the Tower and like what you're fearing. You're fearing the Tower. The Judgment reversed is kind of like, this is why I'm really bending over. You're not just bending over backwards. You're putting yourself into a pretzel. Like seriously, you're hoping for healing. You're not really confident that it's going to happen. You're doing everything you can. You are fearing the Tower. You are making effort forward. You are moving things forward. You are making an impact. You are doing well. I feel like this, if this reading is hitting, I feel like this is one of the reasons maybe your guides are bringing it to you. Kind of like, no, you're doing well. You're doing really well. This person is actually absorbing what you're saying, but they don't realize they're absorbing what you're saying. You're very careful. You're moving forward slowly. You're doing things in a way that suits them, not so much you. And I feel like it's like, you know, when you tell somebody something and then like you're trying to remind them, like, don't forget, you know, next month we got this going on, be ready at this month, at this time. And then a week goes by and you're like, don't forget, in 3 weeks we got this going on, be ready for this at this time. And then, you know, 3 or 4 days go by and you're like, you keep reminding them, and sooner or later they're like, hey, yeah, I actually think I have something going on that weekend. You're like, yeah, it's with me. Make sure you don't mess it up. I keep reminding you so you don't forget it. It's like, yeah, I know. Maybe I should write that down. Like, yeah, maybe you should. After a while, you tell them enough times, they remember. Like, we definitely don't want to be gaslighting people. So gaslighting is telling them something that's not true and getting them to believe in something that's not true. That's how I view it. So we don't want to be gaslighting people, no. But like reminding somebody of something and just kind of like, you know, hey, what do you think about this? Like the way that conversation went, what do you really think about that? Let's talk about that conversation. Do you really think that went well? How could have that have gone better? What did you hear when that happened? Blah, 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 blah. I feel like you're bringing things around in a way that like they are like, yeah, they're telling you what happened. You're like, you think that was really good? You're handling it carefully. I feel like, honestly, I know it's a tricky thing sometimes, but the way I feel you're bringing it forward, you're like, trying to make change, trying to point out a behavior here, trying to help them not be their own worst enemy. Slow process in this one. Very, very, very slow process. I do feel like, again, you're having this effect. You've got the Empress coming in. It's up. It's right side up. And I've been doing a few readings today, and every now and then in this deck, cards do come in upside down when they want to, and this one didn't. So this is telling me that you are balanced. But I also feel like you're very concerned because you are going to have an impact going forward. This person is going to realize that what they're doing is more of a problem than they want to admit. And they're starting to see it. They're starting to feel that. It's very hard for them. It's very, very difficult for them to really see it that way. But when they do, what I'm more worried about is them getting in this like, oh my gosh, my life is never going to work out energy, which is not where you're trying to take them. You're trying to show them, no, we need to work on that. We need to change that. And if we change that, things get better. They're going to a place where, oh, I'm not doing that right. Oh no. So my life is never going to be good. They're not moving towards change. They're moving towards, oh, I am wrong, and I can't seem to stop myself from being wrong. So therefore, I'll always be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I can never be right. Like, they're taking it to a place that's not going the best. And you're not liking that. This is why I said, you know, some cards coming upside down, whether I like it or not. You're not happy about it. Good cheer reverse to me is like, no, that's not where I want you to go with this. I don't want you to feel defeated. I want you to address what's wrong so we can change it. And that's bothering you. it's really gonna. I feel like it's coming up and it's gonna really bother you. Like, no, I don't want you to feel that way. And I'm not looking to. I'm not looking to make you feel defeated. I'm looking to help you make changes. There's one more card I want to just check here because I'm like, this is interesting. Pentacles. Three of Pentacles reversed. Okay. And then, is that the Empress? It is. The Empress on its side. When this happens, it's not the time to do more work. The timing is not right to push it forward to the next level. I feel like it's going to greatly concern you. The Divine Timing reversed, and the Three of Pentacles reversed, and then the Empress on its side for those are the dice updating this card or, emphasizing or giving more information. It's not time to pull them out of that energy. It does. I don't like watching it. I feel like I hate watching it, and it's like I don't want you to feel defeated. No, I'm not trying to make you feel defeated, but it is their process to go through it. This is what it takes for them to take it seriously and to really absorb. Like, oh my God, I'm the one in my way. Oh my God, I'm the one screwing me over. Like, I'm the one doing this to me. Like, I'm making this really bad for me. And it's this moment where they just kind of go over to the side and they're just like, I'm defeated, I'm defeated, I'm defeated. They're not going to stay there forever. But when you're looking in on it, I feel like I'm like, oh my God, what if they get stuck there forever? Like, I'm freaking out. Like, oh no, please don't go there. Please don't do that. That's not what I'm not looking to do that to you. I don't want that to happen to you. This is a part of their process. This is the part they have to go through. They're very slow with change. This is part of their process. They're going to go through that moment. Everything's going to be fine. Give them that time. Whether you give them that time or not, they're going to do it. Let's be fair. Maybe it's more of give yourself that time to let them process it. Keep an eye on them. I feel like you're going to anyway. They're going to process it. Give your positive reinforcement where you can, but be very delicate with it. Don't overdo it. Give some positive reinforcement, but don't overdo it. Like, because I feel like that could really cause like a jolt to the system, like, a surge to the system that could mess some things up. Kind of like, if you didn't have a surge protector for your computer and it gets like a jolt of electricity, it could fry some things. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. Just put enough in there to where you feel like at least I said something, but then when they don't seem to be receptive to it, just pull back. And then when you can, every now and then, just very delicately. So like if you see this person like every day, maybe once a day, just very quiet, very gently, just like give them some positive words, not too much. And then just reseed and let them do what they have to do. Maybe once a day, maybe. Might be every other day, every 2 to 3 days in the beginning. Because if they're not really receptive to it, and I feel like you're going to know if they're not receptive to it, it's just working against you. It's not helping where you want it to go. So just little by little. It might be every 2 to 3 days. And over time, it might take a month or two, just to be fair, because I feel like this is that type of tempo. All of a sudden you're like, okay, wait a minute. They seem to be responding a little bit more positively. They seem to be like looking at this like there's a possibility things could be better. So maybe, increase the amount of times or how many times you say something nice. You'll notice when it's time. They'll come to you when it's time to change. It is going to happen. They got to go through all this stuff. What I'm seeing them go through, and I saw these 4 cards pop out, and I was like, what is that about? But now I'm seeing what it's about. They're very dedicated to their process. They're a very strong person and they have a lot of energy moving forward. They have to sort it out for themselves and they have to look at it on their terms. This feels like a conflict of like, what I do versus what I think. And it's like, it's an internal battle going on here between the two of these. You'll notice they're not looking towards each other. They have to kind of go through that. They have to deal with like what I've done that I've created, and then they have to... Is that justice? Yes. They have to see like the truth of it because they feel like they're not only going to see what they're doing to themselves, what they're doing to other people. This is their process to really realizing I don't like this behavior. I actually like making peace with like I really don't like this behavior. They have to get to that point where they don't like this behavior to the point where they're like I really want it to change. I wish. Well, they're going to start with I wish I could change this. When they start sliding into that phase of I wish I could change this, that's where things are going to start to lighten up. That could be a while too before they really get out of that phase. But they have to first get into the phase of I wish I could change this. You're going to look at this like you can change this. This can be changed. They're not going to feel that way about it. They have to like evolve their emotions. It's just their process. They have to get through the I wish I could change it, then start to see some changes, and then they get more hopeful, and then it's a long road. It's a long road. It just is. I do feel like once they get through the conflict time, then they'll be more receptive. It's going to start very slowly, but they will be more receptive. This is going to be very upsetting for you, but you are going to find success here. I feel like I'm just concerned about this person all the time, and I'm just like, can't we just fix it? I feel that energy, like, this doesn't have to be that hard. Keep seeing on your side going, you don't have to be this traumatized. It doesn't have to be that painful for you. I don't want you to be in pain. I don't want you to suffer. I don't enjoy you suffering. This is how they learn. I do feel like the most stress on your side is to watch this happen and kind of like, it doesn't have to be that bad. But it's their process. The thing is, with this energy, what I'm also getting, once it's corrected, it goes from like, how to explain this? It goes from somebody who can't barely add 1 plus 2 going to the other side of being like a calculus major. You know what I'm saying? Like a master at calculus. Like they're going from there to it's taking a long time. It's like it's not going to happen overnight. A better way, maybe another way is like maybe somebody who can't read, for example. Maybe that's another analogy. They can't get it. They just can't get it done. They just can't do it. They just can't do it. They just can't do it. This process, when they do get it, again, they excel to the point where they become like a really talented writer. And it's kind of like, I never thought they could do that. They couldn't even write their name to start, let alone read it. But now, not only can they write it and read it, they're a very talented author, and I never saw that coming. Long process. Long process. It is stressful for you, but I'm getting when they get to the other side, the heights that they reach are very shocking for you. So hopefully that's helpful. This is a long reading. All right, are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.